Hi, welcome back to AR Karma Yoga. Today I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do to warm up the wrists, forearms, elbows, and shoulders. As someone that had an shoulder injury for a long time and I still kind of work with it, these are the tools that I've used to help make sure that I properly warm up before I practice and for any other upper body workout as well. So if it's a pre-workout or a pre-yoga sesh, or just because you want to minimize some pain in the upper body, then this is a great video for you. We're going to start in hands and knees, tabletop position. You're going to have your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. So in the beginning, you're going to spread your fingers, and we're going to start with just really simple circles around the wrist joint. And everybody's mobility is different, so make sure you're going really, really slow and setting an intention each time you move. If you get to a spot where it doesn't feel good, then don't go back there. Go ahead and switch directions. As I'm doing this, I'm spreading my fingers and I'm starting to practice my grip strength into the mat. So I'm pressing down through the bases of my fingers and then gripping my fingertips at the same time. We'll come to neutral, and then you're going to flip your fingers in. And straight elbows if you can, and then maybe it's just side to side, or you try those circles again. Going nice and slow, seeing what feels good, what's tighter. Switch directions. Come to neutral. Flip your fingers out. And go in little circles, or side to side. And then we'll switch directions. So each rotation might be different for you. I do this a lot, so if it looks easy for me, it's because I literally do this almost every single day. And go ahead and come to neutral. If you can, maybe one hand or both, you flip your fingers completely back. And when you're doing this, my wrists are under my shoulders still, my elbows are locked out, and I can go front and back, or again, I could do circles. I'm still gripping the hand slightly, just enough where it's protecting the wrists, but not so much that it's restricting my range of motion. If you only did one hand, go ahead and switch. And I'm kind of going back and forth, switching directions, so you can play with that as well. Now at the end, if you have both hands, see if you can just hold. Shoulders relax away from your ears, keep your face soft. And then we'll come forward one at a time, flip your hands back, and go ahead and tuck all your toes under. See if you can sit on your heels. For some, this is a lot. You can sit up straight if this is a lot for your knees, or just lean forward. While we're here, take one hand, grab the other wrist, and gently just pull, releasing any tension. And then switch, reducing compression of the wrist. And then you can shake them out or do wrist circles. And before we go on to the next part, we're going to warm up, heat up the forearms a bit. So arms straight out in front of you. If you need to come off your toes, you can come off them now, but I'm going to stay. You're going to open and close your hands. So this is something I've learned from a few teachers. It's really like flicking the fingers. It's not just open, close. You're really trying to like release energy out your fingers. So open, close, and you'll start to feel your forearms heat up. And then maybe you can play with a little overhead. Hands go straight up. If you haven't started feeling them already, you will soon. Keep flicking. And then come forward. Smile. And then release. You can shake that out. You should feel like your hands and your forearms kind of tingling. Shake that out. Go ahead and release your toes. Circle. And then come back to a tabletop position. You're going to come to the tops of your hands. So we're going to go fingers inside first. If only one hand works for you, that's okay, or maybe both. And this one I usually start by side to side, because I know that's a safe exercise for me. And then maybe I start to go into tiny circles, but for me it doesn't feel that great. So you can see if it feels good for you. And now, if you want to keep with the circles, you can do that. And you can also switch hands if you haven't already. Or you can try some push-ups. So I'm going to keep my knees on the ground, but if you feel strong in this, you can always lift your knees. And bend the elbows down. And then come up. Protract the shoulders, so separating. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more if you have it. Exhale. Good. One at a time. Flip your hands forward. It's a lot, okay? And this is probably the toughest one for most. You're going to flip your fingers back. Again, this is okay if you can only do one or maybe two. If you do two, you're going to rotate the arms in and out. So most of us might have the elbows bent and we feel super tight here. See if you can rotate the eyes of the elbows forward. We're going to move in and out of that. So go ahead and move in, out, in. Just do the best you can. Make sure you're breathing. Relax your face. Good. And we're going to hold here with the eyes of the elbows pointing forward, elbows straight, and then just start to lean back. If you're doing one hand at a time, again, make sure that you switch. Equal time on both hands. Gonna come forward one at a time. Release your hands. Just sit back on your heels and release your fingers. Do circles with the wrists, or if you like pulling at the wrist to release, you can do that too. And shake it out. All right, this next one, you're gonna place your forearms to the ground. You're gonna make little snails with your hands so the elbows wrap around the index finger. You're gonna come off the forearms onto the top of the knuckles and then try to bring your elbow knuckle down too. It's a good stretch, and then come back down. 4 more, come up and back down. Only go as far as it feels good. A stretch is fine, pain is not. 2 more. And this last one, see if we can hold for a bit. Some people will try and lift their knees. I'm not there yet. And go ahead and come back. Come all the way up. Shake it out. All right, this one, next one is for hand strength. So you'll start in a child's pose. Arms are going to come forward, okay? So I'm going to press into the heels of my hands, then the base of my fingers, then my fingertips, okay? You're going to press into the heels and the hands. As you start to come forward, you press into the base of the fingers, press into the fingertips, and try to lift the palms up. Going opposite, bring the base of the fingers down, heels of the hands, and take it all the way back to child's pose. Again, heels, base of fingers, fingertips, lift. Base of fingers, heels, back. Couple more. Just keep going at your pace. It might take you a while. I found it really awkward to go to the fingertips like that in my first few rounds of doing this. So again, work on your weaknesses, and little by little you'll get better. 1 more. And roll it up. Roll out the wrists. Okay, so that was a lot on hands and forearms. So we're going to give ourselves a self-massage and then do some stuff with the shoulders as well. You're going to bring your right forearm down. Take opposite knee to the forearm. See if you can see here. And just gently rub out the forearm. You'll feel the hand or the arm that's getting massaged, the hand kind of like starts doing alien-like things. Don't get freaked out. Okay? See if you can go towards the wrists. You'll feel, again, this is like my hand involuntarily doing those movements. Good. And then we'll shake that out and do the other side. Forearm down, opposite knee to forearm, massage it out. Move towards the wrists. And I'm still breathing here, not trying to tense up my face. Go ahead and release and shake it out. Okay, so moving on to the shoulders. This is something that has really, really helped the scar tissue break up that happened when I hurt my shoulder. So maybe this will help you. It's definitely not going to make anything bad or worse. So either way, you're going to pretend you have this hot bowl of soup, and you're going to make sure this hot bowl of soup doesn't spill. Okay, so you're going to bring this hand up. You're going to rotate it out. Notice my hand stays up and rotate it all the way back and through. It's not really a good way of explaining this. You have to feel it out. There's going to be spots that feel stuck, and that's okay. Just do the best you can. And again, this palm is always facing towards the sky. Turns around. We'll do 2 more this rotation. One more. Good. And then we'll go the opposite way. This is where it gets tricky. So hand's going to go down, rotates in, comes around, and then just try to follow it all the way through until it comes forward again. Down, inside, out, turns all the way around. You might have to go slower than me. A few more. One more. Release. Go ahead and roll that shoulder out. Well, I'm going to face forward so you can see it in a different perspective. We'll do the other side. Hot bowl of soup. Start up and out. Rotate it around. Bring it under and through. Turn out. All the way around. Under and through. 3 more. Whole process. Make sure you're taking deep inhales and exhales. 1 more. Opposite direction. It goes down, inside, all the way around. 4 more. Last one. And then release. Roll out the shoulders. All right, you may need a strap for this next one. Not everyone finds this exercise easy. So you'll inhale, take your right arm up to the sky. Take the elbow behind you. Modification, just grab the elbow. Or left arm goes under. And try to interlace your fingers. You can use a strap so that you can feel a good stretch on both ends. So hug this right elbow in. This left shoulder, make sure you're not overdoing it. You can really overstretch the deltoid in this position. So create stability while you're stretching. And deep breaths. Flies. And release. Take a moment. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Left arm goes up. Bend the elbow. Modify by grabbing just the elbow. Or take the right arm under. See if you can interlace your fingers. Like so. Or use a strap. Left elbow hugs in, deep breaths. And release. Roll out the shoulders. This fly doesn't want to stop bugging me. Okay. All right, last stretch. Oh, this next one, you're going to interlace your fingers. Already, I'm pulling my shoulders back, pressing my hands down on my sacrum to get a stretch in the front of the chest and outside of the shoulders. Inhale, start to straighten the elbows, reach the arms down, open the chest, and then exhale, maybe come to the top of your head gently, reach the arms up and over. Don't put too much pressure on your head. This is like a variation of rabbit pose. On the inhale, roll to forehead, come all the way up. Exhale, release. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, really, really great to do at least some of those exercises before you start yoga practice. There's a lot of classes that involve being on the wrist, so make sure you have good hand strength and mobility because that connects all the way here. Anyways, have a great day.